And the marathon continues. I'm covering this whole live stream. Well, not live stream, but the whole interview. And I'm going to pick part each person that Katt Williams talks about. And right now, Katt Williams is about to talk about Big Perm, Big Worm, Faizon Love. Now, obviously, apparently, Katt Williams has, feels some type of way about Faizon Love. I don't know. Well, I know what it is. He said in the interview that having a special on Netflix is easy to do. So Katt Williams took that personal. So since Faizon Love said to Katt Williams, he was responding to Katt Williams. I guess he was in the interview or something, and he spoke on Katt Williams, and he said that having a Netflix special is easy to do. So Katt Williams responded on here and said, well, if it's easy to do, why you have none of them? I have, 9 or 6 specials on Netflix? Why don't you have it since it's so easy? So apparently Katt Williams took that personal, and he's definitely throwing some shots at Big Worm, Big Perm, Faizon Love.
I know we're joking, we're having a great conversation, but you did win the award. How did the award help your career? It had to help some, Katt.
Nope.
God, come on, Katt.
I didn't remember it happened to you, just said it. How can Cedric give you an award that would worth something? Everything Cedric and Ricky Smiley ever been in got canceled for not being funny. Ricky sat here and told you that they cut him out of every movie he did. They always had a reason. That's why I'm funny, because I'm a happy person. I laugh all day long. I can't even imagine the misery of these bumps. Doesn't not be good at what you do, not work hard at what you do, but have that like you the best at what you do. It is crazy. It's great.
But they be touring, they be doing like 100 shows a year?
That's me. I don't run into none of them. That's what I'm saying. If you're a Faizon Love fan, you mean you've been a fan of him for 32 years, you still waiting on him to do his first special? You mean to tell me Steve Harvey your favorite comedian, you mean you've been waiting for him to do stand-up for 15 years now?
I mean, Steve got
See, and that's what he's talking about right there. These are specials. Faizon Love, Big Worm, Big Perm says something about Katt Williams, and Katt Williams has the right to respond back, and this is how he responded. Sheesh.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a Faizon Love fan, you mean you've been a fan of him for 32 years, you still waiting on him to do his first special? You mean to tell me Steve Harvey your favorite comedian, you mean you've been waiting for him to do stand-up for 15 years now?
I mean, Steve got a lot of...
DL's still out there. None of those irons matter to stand-up. Who cares that they wrote a black card for you to do Family Feud on? You're successful because we're surprised you can talk for a living and it's entertaining that you're going to say some funny country things. But not a writer.
Right.
Not a writer.
How did you develop Money Mike and get it? Everybody talk Money Mike. How did you come up with that and say, you know what? This is how he should dress. This is how he should talk. This is how he should look. This is the kind of whip he should ride. This is how he should talk.
So if you'll remember that was my first movie, just understand that what I did then, I've done with every single role, whether it was an Emmy-winning role or whether it wasn't, whether I was playing somebody homeless, whether I was playing a dirty vagabond on Atlanta, whether it was an eccentric guy in First Sunday, regardless of what the role is, the first thing I do is erase me from it.
Okay.
So anything that I would naturally do, that's what I'm not going to do because I'm playing a different character.
Okay.
Right. So I then create this person based upon real life circumstances. So I don't have to wonder what a pimp thinks because I've been in that position for a little while. I also worked manual labor for some time in my life, so I don't have a problem paying somebody that works, and I don't have a problem being a go-getter because I'm a go-getter. So I bring whatever I can to these characters. I was able to... the first week that I got the script, there was a pimp guy that used to be a pimp, but he wasn't anymore. He was a rapper now, and his name was Mac Minister. And he had been a pimp and was going to be a rapper. And I had never done a movie before. I was a stand-up, and I'm getting ready to do the movie. And so I was able to craft what a real pimp was like, what was too much. I didn't want to be stereotypical.
Right.
I did the research. I saw how many times people played pimps, and it was always something weird about them, right. I guess, because it's a weird job. You know what I mean? Right. And I wanted somebody that didn't seem like none of that he really thought it was a business and treated it like that. And so, adding those levels to acting is what all actors do if they're not Steve or Cedric or Ricky. Like, you're trying to create a character. You can't just be Faizon in every movie. Like, you're just gonna take your shirt off on every movie. Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, that big word.
That's crazy because now that I think about it, Faizon Love does take his shirt out a lot in his movie. That seems to be the go-to punchline, like the go-to joke is just him taking off his shirt. That is, yeah, he does do that a lot. He does do that a lot. I can't cap on that.
adding those levels to acting is what all actors do if they're not Steve or Cedric or Ricky. Like, you're trying to create a character. You can't just be Faizon in every movie. Like, you're just gonna take your shirt off on every movie. Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, let Big Worm live. Let him breathe, Katt. Let Big Worm breathe. Let's call him out now.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No, I ain't got no allegiance to the man. But you got to admit the role that he played, Big Perm in Friday. Now you got to give him credit for the role. Now, come on now.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If what you're saying is correct, why wasn't he in next Friday or Friday after next?
I mean, his role. I mean,
It wasn't good. Sorry.
There was a lot of people that appeared in the first one that weren't in the second one, Katt.
I'm just telling you why. I'm sorry that there's a news flash that there are reasons for things in the business.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, why did you bitch D-Lo? He had 2 points. What are you talking about? Shut up. But I like him. Nobody cares about that. That's not what we're talking about. These are business conversations that deal with businessmen.
Right.
Right. When you're good at something, you should progress. The guys that are not as good, they should fall down by the wayside. That's natural.
So you believe if your talent doesn't support it, you should fall by the wayside, and the guys that have the talent and they get elevated, they should move.
No, that's what water says. That's what the universe say. The universe say the levels. No, I don't. Not I say. Who am I? I'm nobody. But I'm working every day as if I think that's what
Should happen.
is how it should be. And I'm choosing comedians that also write and work hard and don't steal other people's material. And I'm making sure that they all make $300,000 a season. And I'm making sure that they're not ever signed to me or my conglomerate. And that's why they're successful. No, you can work with me and still be an independent businessman, boss owner like you came in.
Right.
I don't need you to be subservient to me. That's those other guys that make you pay dues.
I can respect that. But y'all leave a comment down below, man. How do you feel about Katt Williams saying Big Worm wasn't good? Nah, I gotta disagree with Katt Williams. Faizon Love did a good job. Big Perm, Big Worm definitely was a memorable character in Friday. Now, the reason why he wasn't back in the Friday after next, the next Friday, well, technically, come to think about it, he was in correlation with Smokey, right? Because Big Perm was the dude that was fronting Smokey the weed. And since Smokey didn't come back, you really didn't need Big Worm either, you know? So I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the details, but just now thinking about it, since Chris Tucker didn't come back, you really don't need Big Perm, because Big Perm was there only for Smokey. Makes sense to me, but like I said, I don't know the ins and outs. But you know, Katt Williams is taking shots at everybody who took shots at him. So I'm not mad for his opinion, but come on, Katt. You know, Big Worm did his thing on Friday. Now him taking off his shirt on every movie, he that seems to be the go-to. It definitely seems to be the go-to. But it's your boy DMD. Y'all leave a comment down below, man. Katt Williams is on fire. We got more reactions.